Senator Shelton?
Yes. Hello?
You're live. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Bonus and half a day, everyone. Good morning. This virtual public hearing by the Committee on Air Transportation, Parks, Tourism, Higher Education, and the Advancement of Women, Youth, and Senior Citizens is hereby called to order. Today is Tuesday, July 12th, 2022, and the time now is 9:07 a.m. For the record and in accordance with the open government law, notices for this hearing were sent out on Tuesday, July 5th, 2022, and again on Friday, July 8th, 2022. In addition, this hearing was noticed on the Guam Legislature's website. Joining me this morning, I'd like to thank my colleague, Senator Tello Taidagui. Good morning, Sidus Masi, Senator. Before we proceed with the discussion, I'd like to first provide some general rules of conduct for our virtual public hearing. For all those using the Zoom platform, please abide by these rules of conduct and quality assurance. Ensure that your video is on at all times and that you are in a room with little interruptions and adequate lighting. Please ensure that you are unmuted and speaking into your microphone when you are recognized. The chair will invite individuals who have signed up to testify to begin speaking. Individuals testifying shall state their name for record purposes, and the order of questioning will begin with the panel of senators. So I ask that you please stay on the line after your testimony is given. Questions and testimony shall be confined to the substance and nature of this agenda, and personal inference as to the character or motive of any senator or individual testifying is not permitted. Any violations of this general rule of conduct will result in removal from the meeting room. We will now continue with our agenda, and the only item on today's agenda is the appointment of Lucy M. Alcorn to serve as a member of the AB Wampat International Airport Board of Directors for the term length of 3 years, beginning August 12th, 2021 to August 11th, 2024. The AB Wampat International Airport Authority Board of Directors is the body that supervises operations and management of the airport. Through the GIAA Board of Directors, regulations and policies are discussed and subsequently enacted based on the discretion of the body. In addition to these duties, the body is also responsible in reviewing agreements with local and federal governments to seek funding. At this time, I'd like to recognize those who have signed up to testify, beginning with the board chairman, Mr. Brian Bamba.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Buenas and Hafa, Madam Chairwoman and Senator Taidagui, thank you for your participation today. My name is Brian Bamba, and I am currently the chairman of the board of directors for the AB Wampat Guam International Airport Authority. I would like to provide testimony in support of Governor Leon Guerrero and Lieutenant Governor Tenorio's nomination of Mrs. Lucy Alcorn to serve as a member of the AB Wampat Guam International Airport Authority Board of Directors. It has been my pleasure to serve alongside Ms. Alcorn on the current board. I am thankful for her contributions over many years of service on prior boards. Mrs. Alcorn has vast private sector experience, which she brings to the airport authority. Her experience with large employee groups has brought perspective to the most valuable resources at the airport, our employees. Additionally, her acumen and understanding of serving customers complements areas of the airport we often overlook as a government operation. Her leadership was evident as we faced the initial pandemic impact on airport finances. Facing significant revenue losses, the board, along with her participation, had to make tough decisions towards cost reductions. Although not popular, these tough decisions were necessary to allow the airport an opportunity to stretch resources amidst uncertainty. What I appreciate most is Mrs. Alcorn's servant leadership. She is active in many civic volunteer organizations, and her willingness to bring service to our people by way of the airport is admirable. It would be an honor to continue serving alongside her, and I look forward to your favorable consideration of her nomination. Thank you for your time today. Sincerely, Brian Bamba.
Sidus Masi, Mr. Chair, thank you very much for that testimony. I will now move to Dr. Ricky Hernandez from the airport. And I know we have a testimony also from the executive manager, Mr. John Kanata, and we'll have you now.
Thank you, and good morning and Hafa Day, Chairwoman Amanda Shelton, and thank you for joining us again, Senator Tello Taidagui. My name is Ricky Hernandez. I am the Deputy Executive Manager of the Guam International Airport Authority, And I come before you today to submit testimony in full support of the reappointment of Ms. Lucy M. Alcorn to the AB Wonpat International Airport Authority Guam Board of Directors. As a successful businesswoman of a thriving enterprise with multiple business services, Ms. Alcorn has insight to operating a profitable business within stringent regulatory guidelines and strict requirements. She has exhibited during her years of service as a member of the Board of Directors of the AB Wonpat International Airport Authority. Ms. Alcorn has been intent on creating policy focused on a conducive business environment for our airlines and tenants, as well as quality service and infrastructure to support passenger needs and entertainment with consideration to financial control measures, operating efficiencies, negotiation of services for best value, increasing concession activity, and maximizing revenue potential of all airport assets. She also brings to the table a valuable network in the federal and local community and is on the pulse of key issues of importance to our island in economic development. And she utilizes these traits to serve the public interests of Guam's only airport. Moreover, Ms. Alcorn will bring continuity to board initiatives already adopted and has proved to be a highly resourceful and contributing member to the GIAA Board of Directors. On behalf of airport management and staff, I strongly support Ms. Alcorn's reappointment. We anticipate a productive and successful relationship with such a commendable nominee. Your favorable consideration and confirmation of her reappointment will be greatly appreciated by all here at the airport. Sincerely signed for John M. Kanata, Executive Manager.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hernandez. And now we will hear from Ms. Alcorn.
Half a day and good morning, Madam Chair and members of the Legislative Committee on Air Transportation, Parks, Tourism, Higher Education, and the Advancement of Women, Youth, and Senior Citizens, and Honorable Senators. Senator Titagui. My name is Lucy Montanola Alcorn, CEO of GFS Group. I am honored to have been renominated by Governor Lourdes A. Leon Guerrero and Lieutenant Governor Joshua F. Tenorio to continue in my position as a member of the Board of Directors for the AB Wonpat International Airport Authority. I have proudly served in this position for over 14 years and fully understand the importance of the airport as a vital component to our island's economic growth and sustainment. I would like to continue to offer this committee and the GIAA consistency of leadership. As a board member, I have been involved in creating and implementing numerous goals and objectives towards its vision to advance Guam further as the first-class premier air transportation hub of the region. My focus has always been on improving customer service, upgrading our airport facilities, and ensuring our competitive positioning through sound governance and effective policies. Considering the devastating effects of the ongoing pandemic and the current state of our economy, we must all do what we can to quickly rebuild our tourism industry, sustain Guam businesses, and depend on our air transportation for customers, supplies, and a host of other needs. We are facing unprecedented times, and as board members of the GIAA, we must use our combined experience to complete the airport expansion effort, improve our arrival and departure experiences, and maintain safety and health of our community and our visitors. I am firmly committed to continue to do my part and ensure that the airport continues to meet its missions, goals, and objectives despite the challenges we are facing. I respectfully request your most positive consideration of my renomination, and I thank you for this opportunity to testify. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much for that testimony. We'll now begin with questions from Senator Titagui.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Congratulations, Lucy, on
Good morning, Senator.
Good morning to you. Yes, 14 years. Wow, that's long. I mean, with your experience, your background, and your attention to detail, you can sit on any other board. It's time to spread your wings and try it. I mean, considering that, I always look at the OPA reports. And considering the airport again in a low risk audit report, again, that they had a clean audit, with the airport. It's doing well in that perspective. But I'm sure there's a lot of boards who want you, but I think you have a passion for this particular board and wanting to stay. You're definitely surrounded by good people, Brian, Hoffaday to you. And of course, Dr. Hernandez, good to see you as well. And that's probably attributing to your good audit report that came out, a clean audit, your due diligence in detail. So appreciate all the hard work, not just yourselves, but of course, please extend my dankalusujas masi to everyone at Guam Airport Authority for all the hard work they're doing and having to adjust these last couple of years, and holding off. We're starting to see the light of day coming back to Guam with regards to tourism and of course the airlines. And that's the most important thing with the airlines. With regards to any funding, Lucy, how much did airport receive in ARP funding? Are you aware of how much money that was received in the ARP funding for airport? Just in FY23, you don't have to go back. I've done the research on going back, but are you anticipating any money coming to the airport on ARP funding for FY23?
For FY23, not at the moment, Senator. Not at the moment, not for 2023.
Okay, what about the infrastructure bipartisan bill? Are you anticipating going after any grants for the airport there?
Yes, we are.
Okay, good, because there's some that are very competitive, but quite a bit in a pot there to go after, but there are also ones that are non-competitive that are been giving to Guam. So this could be very helpful. I know that the airport is continuing to grow. It's not anticipating to stop growing. I think it will continue. There's much more work that needs to be done. Lucy, I'm going to have to ask you with regards to staffing and evaluations and staffing patterns and looking at, do you take the time to actually look into that at the airport with, increments, just doing a looky-loo? I mean, you have a business. One of the most important things and the vital things to making a business successful is your employees. I mean, that's right. First and foremost. So do you take the time to look at that?
Well, we do have HR that does that handles that. So we don't micromanage it. However, if there's ever an issue that comes up, it's brought to us. We do have we don't handle the day-to-day operations.
I see.
As far as HR and personnel, we do look at whatever. Yes, the board basically approves the organizational chart, Senator.
Okay. A lot of times I think it's important when boards, they don't micromanage. I truly believe that, I do. We allow them to do it, but I think it's important to be proactive though, to be very proactive. You don't want to have a mess in front of your hands, when you could have avoided it. So may I ask if you can, please, as a board member, to be proactive and, to take the time to look at what's going on, especially in your staffing pattern, and procurement process. I'm sure you do that on a board level, but I ask you if you could please, as board member, be proactive and look for certain things that just to see what's going on. Take the time. Appreciate that. The other thing I have is the collaboration with GVB. I hope there's some initiatives that are being thought of right now between the airport and GVB. When I was the Deputy General Manager of Guam Visitors Bureau, I think I realized that the most important thing for us to do at GVB was to assist the airport in any way possible and providing incentives, funding incentives for airlines. What is the progress in that? Are you working with GVB, trying to bring them to the table to help with the incentives?
I was going to say, I think we continuously try to work with GVB as well as our airline partners. We do have incentives. You mean as far as GVB, Senator? You're asking GVB, not the airlines?
Yeah, and a lot of times I think GVB can help with resources, at times to incentivize airlines, entice them to come to collaborate with airport and what they need, what they feel. I don't think it should be one-sided. I think that the Guam Airport Authority has great ideas that they can provide to GVB to give them alternatives or incentives to help them, bring more tourism to Guam, to make it a more viable destination, a fun destination, a destination where our surrounding areas want to, anybody who wants to come to Guam and visit. So
I definitely agree, Senator.
Okay. Well, I hope you look again, that proactive approach involving GVB sitting at the table. So I hope you can coordinate that, because I know you can, Lucy. I know when you have your mind, you set your mind to something, it'll get done. I've always known you to be that way. And I think having that, group collaboration between these two areas to work together instead of apart, minds work better together. And I think you can bring that to the table. I hope you do, because I definitely think it's going to be helpful for both GVB and the airport. Other than that, Madam Chair, I thank you for allowing me to say Hafaday to Lucy, congratulate her too on her reappointment. 14 years is a long time, and I'm sure that the institutional knowledge that you have sitting there is going to be very helpful for any new board members coming onto the board. And I wish you the very best, Lucy. You have my support, and take care, and my best to your family as well.
Thank you.
And thank them for allowing you to continue, because it takes family support for anybody to contribute their time and effort, especially for free, to come in and support the community. So please thank your family as well. And my best to the port employees. Si Diyos masi, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Senator Tydegui. Thank you, Senator Brown, for joining us. Do you have any questions for Mrs. Alcorn?
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, and certainly thank you also to Ms. Lucy Alcorn for her continued service to the Guam Airport. Probably the longest serving board member, probably. I'm sure you'll correct me, but at this number of years of service that you provided to the Guam Airport Authority, to see its continued growth, and certainly the completion of its most recent construction must be quite an accomplishment, all the years that you've served. I don't have any particular questions. I just wanted to ask, it may have been asked earlier, I'm sorry I wasn't able to join a little earlier, but I definitely wanted to make sure that I was here for your confirmation hearing. But if you've mentioned it, if you could just reiterate, what are your plans and your visions in continuing another term in the airport? What would you like to see as the next step? Of course, I know Senator Tydegui had talked about the issues of coordinating with the Guam Visitors Bureau, and hoping that, we want very much to see the return of our tourism industry and see the growth back there. But what do you see from your side of the table, and what do you envision you want to continue to contribute or encourage during this upcoming term?
Well, Senator, due to COVID and it has impacted the airport. So during our recovery period, we try to work with the airlines and help with encouraging the additional flights that are coming in. Day to day, it changes. And we would like to see our numbers and traffic increase. And as we work together, we can accomplish that. But as I mentioned, we are in a recovery period right now, and working all together as a team, obviously, we would get to where we would like to be probably in the near future.
Well, I don't have any questions for you. I mean, your continued, contribution to the airport all these years, and certainly your active engagement in the community that you've had, and certainly your business background that you bring to the table, I think will continue to benefit the Guam Airport Authority. And we wish you continued success in your upcoming term. You certainly have my support as well. With that, Madam Chair, thank you. Ask a question and comment. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much, Senator Brown. I'd like to also state for the record that we received testimony from Mr. Clifford Guzman in support of your renomination to the Airport Board. And I want to thank everyone for being here today. I think you touched on all of the topics that we wanted to hear in your testimony: pandemic recovery and your vision moving forward for serving on the Airport Board. I want to congratulate you on a very fruitful 14 years on the board. We've seen major improvements across the airport, huge initiatives that you've been able to act on and carry out. And we're very proud of that work that you're doing along with Mr. Bamba and working collaboratively with the management and all of the team at the airport. So we're thankful for all that you do. We look forward to moving your nomination along swiftly in the next session. Congratulations to you in advance, Mrs. Alcorn. And with that being said, this public hearing has been duly heard. We will continue to accept testimony to the office of Senator Amanda Shelton at Office of Senator Shelton at guamlegislature.org or via Dropbox at the Guam Congress Building, 163 Chalan Santa Papa, Hagåtña, Guam, until the close of business on July 15th, Friday. This public hearing is now adjourned and the time is 9:28 a.m. So Dios Masi, everyone.
Thank you, Madam Chair.